Welcome to our channel. I've got Whoppers for you. I try to have Whoppers for everyone, but of course if a particular Whopper is not your style, just hang in there. I've got more coming for you. And besides, there is so much to talk about and so much to see. Take a look at the wonderful ocean. Let's be prepared in case the thing does not fizzle out and we need a place to run to, because when the storm is here, we need to be taking cover. And if we have nowhere to take cover, and this is what I'm trying to highlight to people, is that a lot of people that are playing this footsie are out here going to places where, and that's, you know, and it's like you talk about the things that are happening, like the 12 countries that have vowed to starve people, and people still go there, and with the idea, well, you know, but, you know, a warning is what it is. It's a warning. And this is a little hint. When you travel, a lot of you guys still want to travel. A lot of people are playing footsie with the situation at hand globally. And, well, we're in Mexico, so welcome to the club. We're playing a footsie, too, in a way. You know, there are people out there traveling that or want to be traveling soon, getting prepared and ready to travel. Lots of people are still traveling, but there are people that are preparing that actually want to know the perspective of those that aren't going to take any bodily trespasses. You have to watch how you say things. And so if you know other people that want to watch a channel with that perspective, let them know about our channel, and it's inherent within a channel like that that's being run by people like us that aren't going to allow themselves to be trespassed for one reason or another. We literally almost put, and I say almost carefully because I really think we were the first ones. We were the very first video. We were in Bulgaria in 2020, in January of 2020, so it was 2019 was just barely over. And we were the first ones calling out what was happening already, to the point where we seem to be way ahead of the pack, at least in this vlogging sphere when it comes to these issues within the travel niche. A lot of the travel niche, unfortunately, intentionally leave out or block out so much, and they don't even make reference to it. And if they do make reference to it, they make reference to it improperly by giving people false impressions. And I guess in some way, people could say, well, it's giving people hope. It's okay to give people hope in something that is true, but it's not okay to give people hope in something that is false. That's why it's called false hope. We're not a false hope channel, but we're not a doom and gloom channel. Obviously, we're here in Mexico. We spent 8 years in Ecuador, but we're not going to close our eyes to what's actually happened. So no, I'm not going to sit here and do dilly-dally videos about how wonderful the food is in Ecuador for $3 to $5 when obviously they just joined the pack of countries that's made a vow to starve people. Saying goes, there's no person hated more than he who tells the truth. And I don't want to sit here and bombard people with somber truth all the time, and I don't. I try to show people the beauty of the places we're in and how we're enjoying it, but I do so in such a way that we all know what the score is and what's happening. And we don't want to sweep it under the rug because we need to be prepared. Because we hope and pray that things turn out the way we want them to, because nobody wants to give up their travel. If So it comes down to that. We need to be aware of that. We need to, there's a lot of people playing footsie. Here's what they're doing. They're going abroad knowing full well what's happening. And they say to themselves, well, if they clamp down, I'll just hop on a plane and go home. But the problem with that is this. The challenge with that is this. It's like, there's a huge storm on the horizon. There's a big storm coming. And, it's like in Kansas when a tornado's coming. The tornado's not there yet, but you hear these sirens. These huge sirens are all over the place. But if it's not Kansas, it doesn't matter. If it's Florida or anywhere where there's frequent storms, somebody gets on the news or there's a tornado warning or a storm warning. But it's usually in advance. And playing footsie means that you just stick around and do nothing. And you say, well, it's probably going to fizzle out. Right? And that's what playing footsie is. But if it doesn't, and it could fizzle out, but if it doesn't fizzle out, guess what? You're in it, and it's too late to try to run. It's like a sailboat has to know if there's storms on the horizon. So does an airliner, because an airliner can outrun a storm. They travel very fast, but a sailboat only travels, whatever it is, six miles an hour. And if the storm is traveling at 2 or 3 times that, then the storm's going to catch up. You can't outrun it. And that's my point with playing footsie today, is that let's go ahead and have fun and play footsie, but on the same page, let's be prepared in case the thing does not fizzle out and we need a place to run to, because when the storm is here, we need to be taking cover. And if we have nowhere to take cover, and this is what I'm trying to highlight to people, is that a lot of people that are playing this footsie are out here going to places where, and that's, and it's like, you talk about the things that are happening, like the 12 countries that have vowed to starve people, and people still go there, and with the idea, well, but as we may need to have, and we do need to have, a place where we can take cover. Well, what kind of a place is that? It's a place where we have food. It's a place where we have friends, a place where we have family. In the meantime, though, we can have as much fun as we want as long as we're prepared. It's kind of like insurance. The idea of insurance says, well, I'll pay for insurance, probably nothing will happen, but if it does, I'm covered. And it's the same thought. If this global menace doesn't fizzle out, well, we're covered. We got a homestead to go to. And we say we are previous homeschooling homesteaders that have turned world travelers, and then this 2020 stuff hit. And ever since then, we've been always telling the truth, and because of that, our channel hasn't really taken off. But you know what? There were people that weren't listening to us when we were in Ecuador, and as pro-travelers, we were in Ecuador warning people, at the time when they were flocking to the beautiful, and there's no question that it was beautiful. The north coast of Ecuador was beautiful, but I warned people it's an earthquake zone. It's a really hot earthquake zone. It's not just any earthquake zone. People, when you say earthquake zone, they might think, oh, once every 300 years. No.
Every 15, it's in the top 10.
It could be, maybe there was a major earthquake 5 years ago. It could come again this year. It could be 2-3 years in a row. It could be 5 earthquakes in a row. It could nothing for 10 or 15 years. Doesn't matter. You don't know. It's a hot.
The history shows every 15 years.
And unfortunately, people lost their properties and their lives, and very few people were listening to us. The ones that did listen to us were very thankful. And they did, some of them come out and say later, we listened to you. But how many people lost their homes and their lives and their family? A lot of people. And that's the kind of channel we have, and not everything that we say is like that. Everything we say is not a warning, but we want you to know. We want you to know. Look. And I understand. We want to play footsie. We want to have a good time. We want to have fun in life. We intertwine the idea of being transparent and honest about things with the idea that putting your life aside, playing the delayed life gratification game is not it. Because you see what happens in the world. There's no guarantee that we have a tomorrow, or at least that we have the tomorrow we had hoped for. And yes, I'm not saying that we shouldn't have hope for a good tomorrow. I'm just saying that the things that we can't control are outside of our control, and therefore we should do what we can to control the things that we can control and make them, to the best of our ability, things that we enjoy every single day without putting it aside to a delayed idea that years from now we're going to enjoy our life. Because what happens when people do such a thing, they have put their life aside for so long. It's like, have you ever fermented stuff? I ferment juices all the time. And when you put them in a really tight seal, the longer they stay that way, there's bubbles that the fermentation creates bubbles and the pressure builds up. And it's like a bottle of champagne. The longer it sits there, the more violent it's going to be when you finally open that cap because there's so much pressure. And I've had things literally explode that I forgot about for a week. And I'm saying that people that have put aside their life for the delayed life plan that are ready to retire, which there's a lot of people coming on board right now. We're told that all the time. When they get to that, they're just ready to explode. They want to jump off and just go have a great time. And because of that, they don't want to hear anything other than what lines up with their ideal. It's as if to say, why are you trying to spoil my retirement? And it's because they delayed their life, and that's why they have that attitude. And that's why I try to encourage people not to delay their life, so that you won't have that attitude, so that you'll enjoy your life today. Every little day, every day you can do one small thing, or 2 or 3 or 5 or however many you can get to. But even if it's just one thing that you can enjoy, if you can do that every day, even if it's a simple thing, if you're the one enjoying it, then do so. Don't put it aside. Because things like we don't have a guarantee to tomorrow, they're just cliche phrases. And we're just a testament to that, because that's what we're doing. We're enjoying every single day. But we have not started enjoying our life only after we went abroad. As homeschooling homesteaders, we enjoy our life with a house with a pool, a 40-foot pool. You know, every single day. We worked from home before it became popular to work from home. Sure, you talk about working from home now, it seems like everybody's doing it. Back then, especially in certain parts of the country, nobody was doing it, and you were suspicious. Imagine that in America, being suspicious for working from home. Imagine that. You can look back 20, 30 years, you were suspicious. Now people would just laugh at you. You work from home? Who cares? Everybody works from home. So, boy, we've sure come full circle, and we're grateful for that. And
it was the same way about homeschooling. When we homeschooled, nobody hardly was doing it.
A lot less people were homeschooling, a lot more, and we encourage people to school at home and school your own.
Very much so.
Biblical. And I don't stress it very much, but we're not just homeschooling homesteaders. I'm actually a semi-retired lay evangelist, and I say semi-retired because it's not something I can really lay down. It's my life calling. You know, it's like in between my evangelizing, I go to the beach. And so I'm a semi-retired lay evangelist that one of my favorite pastimes is biblical historical research as it lines up with the history of the world. So real history and real biblical history. That has been one of my favorite things to do. So when I talk about Abraham didn't pay an income tax, I'm not pulling it out of a hat. I'm not making it up in the clouds, okay? So the little troll over here coming over here trying to dispel what I'm saying, ha ha ha, shame on you. Good luck, you know? So we came to this town 36 or 38 years ago. None of those buildings were here. None of them. Look at all that. It is so built up now. And it's funny, with hindsight is 2020, you say, well, you should have bought some lots.
Yeah.
Look at all the condo buildings now. But when you look at this place in comparison to the Baja beaches, this is a great beach, don't get me wrong. I like that it's tropical and it's hot. I do like summer.
It's very hot.
And hot. It's very hot to the point where you really don't want to be out here in the middle of the day, but this is the morning. Just one of those smaller beaches. You know, it's not a Baja beach where you can walk and walk and walk.
It's not really a walking beach.
It's like a tourism.
It is a little bit. It's more of a sit under your umbrella, look at the water. But in Baja, I mean, you can walk and walk and walk and walk all day, and you'll never find the end.
Baja is just lower California. It's just like being at the California beaches or the Oregon beaches.
They just keep going
Or
on.
the beaches in the mid-Atlantic and the Florida beaches, they just keep on going. They're just like that. Now I like walking. We like walking for like a long time on the beach, you know. And I mean like an hour, 2 hours. And that helps your health, you know, and this is why, you know. Anyway, I can keep on going on these videos. Thanks for coming to our channel. You can bring people to our channel that want to know and want to watch videos from people that aren't going to be pro bodily trespassers. How about that? And we're still living our life, and yes, we are doing it abroad, and we also did it in North America. So with that, thanks for coming to our video. I hope you enjoyed it and got something out of it, and let us know in the comments what your thoughts are, and have a wonderful day.